you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you.
Good evening, sisters and brothers. How are you doing tonight? What a great place to be. Isn't it this moment in time? I tell you, no better place to be on my birthday than right here with the folks who are looking at the future at this present time and are building the future the way we should. So it was wonderfully inspiring to see Buckminster Fuller and Maharishi Yogi and even Indira Gandhi talking about the future and what we need to do to get there in the right way. Actually, the future is happening in a different dimension right now. We have to visualize it and make sure it takes place the way we want it to so we can create our own history, isn't it? So I won't take a lot of time talking about myself, but you should know a little bit about me perhaps, because after all, I'm running for Congress, right? And we want to make this change the government as well as helping people to empower themselves on a local level. I come from India. I was actually born in India. I lived there 10 years of my life. My parents moved to the United States in 1961 for my dad to do his doctorate work with Carl Rogers, the humanistic psychologist in Wisconsin. My mom was a special ed teacher. And I'll tell you when I think I became most conscious of what's going on in the world and how to bring down the walls and bring equality of opportunity for people. I was a 10-year-old boy in India, and my mother would cook food almost on a daily basis and give us some food to take to the front gate where I lived. We lived in a middle-class house with a large-sized yard and a garden and all that, and a beautiful gate about, 100 feet away, 100 yards away. And there would be beggars every day at our gate, beggars, people, a father and mother with their little daughter and son at the gate asking for food or asking for some help because they were not able to make a living. So I'd walk to the gate, Mom would give me some food to take there and some money for them as well. And when I saw the folks there on the other side of the gate, something went in my conscience, and I asked the question, I seemed to find out, why is it that this family is on the other side of the gate and our family is on this side of the gate? And the father and mother didn't seem any less loving to their children than my parents. And yet they couldn't provide the opportunity for those children to have enough food and shelter and education. That must have been a spark that was lit in that time in my life. Because after about 20 years later, I was in college, and I went to Berlin, to Germany, to visit my brother-in-law. And when I got to Berlin, I saw the huge Berlin Wall. And I decided to go across the wall at Checkpoint Charlie, not to stay in West Berlin and have fun there, but to go to the East Berlin side also, and to ask people how they lived and see what they're all about. And we saw the same humanity there, people loving each other and caring about the life and their children. And yet the wall dividing the same people who spoke the same language, the same message. And yet we see such divisions. And so something was sparked in me to try to bring down the divisions in the world. In our own community locally here in Long Beach, the division between rich and poor, between those who are homeless and those who have beautiful luxury homes in Naples, and others of us who have homes in Belmont Heights. Wherever you're living, you got people living without homes here in Long Beach. And we have people in the state of California that they have not enough food to eat. 1 out of 5 children are hungry sometime during the month in America, which is the breadbasket of the world. The richest country in the history of mankind, humankind, has homeless people and homeless veterans. And we can do much better, can't we? This is a great country. We have the ideals of people like Thomas Jefferson and others, and Harriet Tubman who worked for equality. And those ideals mean providing opportunity. And that means us coming together in a spiritual way. This is not just about economics or politics, is it, ladies and gentlemen? This is about spiritual fulfillment and spiritual evolution and advancement, so we can see our sisters and brothers as ourselves. That we all have the same spark of humanity within us, that we have to reach out and come together. So we can practically, this makes me so happy. It's my second time here in this place with some of the folks that were here before, about 2 months ago, and I saw the same type of energy and spirituality. So I won't say much more. I'm not a politician. I don't talk forever, I promise you that. I'm here to hear from you and have you ask me questions, but we need to change the world, and we must become the change that we wish to see in the world, as Mahatma Gandhi said. Am I right? We must become and be the change, and that's what you're doing here. So congratulations. I'm here for you and to hear from you. Thank you so much, Peter Matthews. Let's not forget the arts. We've got to hear it for the arts. The creative people, which we all have creativity in us, but the artists are brought to the forefront, and they inspire us. Can we hear it for the artists especially, please? With everybody coming here. Anyone with suggestions or questions or comments? Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Jimmy Wismar.
Jimmy, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I was hoping if you could help me. I find myself, I'm 20 years old, and I have a direct connection with the youth of Long Beach, and I want to open their minds and open their spirits and open their hearts to what's going on in places like these. And I just can't seem to find the medium to do so. And I was wondering if you could help me with that.
I can certainly try. And Jimmy mentioned that he has a direct connection with the youth of Long Beach. He would like to open up their hearts and their minds to this type of a setting, this type of an awareness. And can I help him with that? Absolutely yes. The answer is yes. I will do my best because that's also something after my own heart. And the way we do it is I will come there with you and meet with them and actually be with them for a while. Not just sit there and talk and lecture to them, but let's do things with them. Let's ask them what their interests are. What do they think about life? What are their obstacles? What are their dreams and hopes? And then we will talk to them and then show them that we can help in some way or the other. They can help us understand. So we're both growing and learning. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I will do with you and with the children, the young people of Long Beach. That's desperately needed here and throughout the country. Okay? Absolutely, Jimmy. Anyone else?
Yeah, Peter.
Yes, Doug Kurtz, the man who helped you arrange this for me to be here tonight. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lee Hudson. Excuse me, Jerry, you arranged it. Doug had me here the first time. I apologize to Jerry Lee. But Doug invited me last time. But Jerry Lee arranged it for tonight for me to be here. Thank you. Go ahead, Doug.
Thank you, Peter. When you get to Washington, what are some of the first things that you'd like to do?
Well, the first priority is to take the defense budget and to cut it considerably way back and to use that funding for human programs, social programs like after-school programs for the youth, arts programs, a youth center. We'd like to build a youth center in Compton, one in Long Beach, one in Carson, parts of the district, and throughout the United States encourages youth programs that would help children learn how to be creative artists and to learn technology and skills and to stay out of trouble by getting into sports and homework clubs and the arts, which they had in England. By the way, I was living in England a semester abroad. I was teaching at Cambridge. They had a wonderful youth center there that was open from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night, on weekends till 2 in the morning. And everything was taught and learned by the young people, from fashion design and merchandising to art, to sculpture, to computer technology. We can do that first and foremost, so we got to save our young people first and foremost. And the second thing I'd like to do is to make sure everyone has free education in America, from preschool all the way through university. Because education, would you help me with that, please? That's so important. And I started teaching in California in 1976 when I first moved here, in Northern California. I lived in San Francisco for 3 years. My students paid $6 service fee for 15 units at the community college. It was free education, tuition free. UC Berkeley Law School, $37 tuition. It wasn't tuition, it was service fee for 15 units at law school. And our Governor Schwarzenegger went to Santa Monica College and paid $6 for 15 units. Can we have that back again right now? I know we can. Let's take some of that money used to build missiles and bombs, much of which we don't even need. Frankly, if I had it my way, we'd have none in this world. Am I right? We need nuclear disarmament. 100% eventually. So we take some of that budget. We also close corporate loopholes and bring in education, affordable, completely free education. And we bring in after-school programs. And we go into the arts and alternative energy and technologies that are marrying the two. In fact, I want to commend Darren, the man who lives here, I believe, or owns this place. Darren, is he here? There you are, Darren. I want to commend Darren's vision here and dream. And many of you have the same thing. And Doug Kurtz is doing it, Jerry Lee, to unite art and science. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that beautiful? That's what truth is all about. That's what God has given us. And we have our minds to do it. So Doug, let's go into alternative energy. Let's go into wind power and solar power, and let's make sure that we can drive our futuristic technology that way. As you know, you and I went to visit Tesla Motors not long ago, and we're going to encourage Tesla to build cars here that will be electric, but preferably we should go into public transportation. And let's go into that and live a better lifestyle. And one more important thing, we need to downsize it. We need to start localizing our production. We need to encourage organic farming and farmers markets and production for local consumption. And the same thing with big business. We don't need big business or big government to destroy the world. We are part of the universe. We are part of the earth. We are not the masters of the earth. We should understand that. And so I love the Green Party's ideas of decentralizing production, having local production and local consumption, and production for human need and not private profit greed as much as possible. So that's where those are my priorities, among many others. Healthcare, don't forget healthcare for all. Single-payer universal healthcare is what we have to have, and we should have it right now. And Congress, call your congressperson, please, tomorrow, and tell them to get a Medicare for all system that'll be the best kind, where there would be no profit in it, but it would really work for people here. And I'm willing to listen to you if you have other ideas to change them. Maybe work with me on these ideas.
Question right
yes.
here.
Hi, my name is Carrie.
Karen?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I was wondering, say you do make it to Congress, you're accepted and you're starting your path and trying to help government, we appreciate what it's doing.
Yes.
Well,